What's up? I know this isn't exactly what I told you this is gonna be, but it's something even better. More builds. New year, more builds, more creativity, more videos. And as you see, we're starting off with the man himself, one of the greatest guards to touch the ball, one of the smartest players to touch the ball, CP3. And in this video, I'm going to have a bit of a messy system. Just kidding, it's clean. But let's get on to it. There's going to be two variations of the first build, because yes, this is two builds once again. And then we're gonna have a second build. Let's get on to it. Point guard, yellow-green, because you know he's a shooter. Pure speed, he's fast. He doesn't have that much hops, but when the time comes, he will jump up there just for fun. But this is a variation of the build, the first one. If you want him to be able to slash a bit, shoot, play make, and just enough defending, this is the build you want to go for. And this will also give you the slashing, shot creating, sharp, and play take. If you want to have a Chris Paul build that can go into the paint confidently as a smaller player, because this is going to be a smaller build. Get those 3 badges, put on slithery, floater, shoot, even limitless takeoff if you're really feeling like that. I mean, I don't know why you do that, because this build's not exactly one to be the most athletic, but you can make it work. But yes, this is a variation you're gonna want to go if you want to create that sort of build. He has a good 3-point shot, good midi. And as you see, I put it at 84 instead of max at 3-point out. And that is for sake of the name, as you'll see when we get through these variations and get to the name of the build. But yeah, everything else, you see how it works. We're moving on to the second variation of the build. If you want him to enhance those playmaking and defending abilities of the build, you can still shoot just as much shooting as the last variation, but the slashing takes a hit. And personally, I think this would be the version of the build I really want to create. Because honestly, you're 6'1". Finishing is not really going to be in your repertoire like that, especially with the taller defenders in the paint. You're not really going to just be getting up off the ground like that. You're going to have to use a lot of craft and mainly just taking the shot when it's open. Or should I say layup? But you see all that. Now let's get into the height of this build. This is 6'1". I know I'm using metrics, and that's for good reason, because it makes a more concise selection, and we're using the first variation of the build to show you this. But this gives you 90 speed, 89 acceleration. He'll be quick, and he's tall enough to play on the court. It's like 6 foot, 5'11", that's crazy. But yeah, minimum weight for that 92 and 91 acceleration. You want to up the wingspan to 204 centimeters. This gives you 82 3-pointer, 76 lateral defense, and lateral defense. I'll just call it lateral defense, 6'0". But at that point, if you get to 99, it'll be 80 for both of those. And that's the main points why I made it that high, because I didn't want to take away the 3. But yeah, you see the name, mid-range playmaker, and these are the takeovers for the second variation of the build. Lock, sharp, play, shot creating. But yeah, a little bit more on why I did what I did with the wingspan. I didn't want to take too much from the shooting, but I did want to add some defensive elements into there. So that's exactly why I did that. You'll still be able to shoot, of course, to be able to dribble. And finishing, I mean, it's fine. Not going to be like crazy, like, oh yeah, this gives you dunk animations to dunk on people, like contact dunks or alley-oops, but it helps out the dunk a little bit. That's pretty much all. Yes, this is a mid-range playmaker. When you think of Chris Paul, that's a pretty good description. He works out of the mid-range a lot. That's one of his favorite places to work. He's an all-time at shooting mid-range. All time. That's how great he is at shooting those. But let's get to the badges. You know what I always say. These are my preferences, what I would do. You can switch it up and do whatever you want to do. I mean, honestly, for this, I would say you really would want to have difficult shots on at least gold if you want to play like Chris Paul, because he does shoot a lot of off the dribble middies and he loves working out of that space. So I would consider putting on difficult shots at least to gold. Or even Hall of Fame if you really want to get crazy with it and say, okay, I don't really shoot that many catch and shoot shots, or I can time those, or I'm not even timing it. So like, because you know, real player percentage is this now, but yeah, you do that. For playmaking, this is what I'd probably go with, because this is the more playmaking badges than I ever had on any of my other players. So I was kind of just throwing it on stuff I think that would be a Chris Paul-esque. And this is a 10 defensive badges. I love having the double-digit defensive badges, because when you have double-digit defensive badges, you can throw in things like interceptor, pick dodger, clamps, keep that to gold, keep intimidator to gold, and throws other stuff on. But here is the second build. Now this one is for you guys who have no problem with moving around the court, but you really want to make a statement that Chris Paul is a lockdown defender. He can still shoot. Yeah, this build is for you. It's a very quick build, but it does not have the Hall of Fame playmaking badges as you see. It is the even green and red pie chart, otherwise known as the two-way sharp or perimeter lock. Those are what most people used to make with those, but nowadays it's the two-way sharp or the two-way mid-range facilitator. Yeah, this is for you if you really want to keep the shooting aspect and also up that defense to a Hall of Fame level. This is for you. And you see, we're doing a lot of similarities to the last one, but this time you want to down the wingspan. In fact, 188 centimeters. That'd be my personal preference. You can up it to 190 if you're feeling like that. But look at that speed real quick. 93 speed, 92 acceleration. This is quicker than the last build. You're gonna really be around the court, especially if you win that championship or get that level 40. That's gonna be a 97 speed, 96 acceleration. That's crazy. But yeah, the same takes as they do on the second variation of the last build. And this is a two-way playmaker. It's a very good name for Chris Paul once again, because he does play defense and he is a playmaker. Some would simplify that because like a two-way playmaker. So yeah, the badges is something similar to what I did last time, but I want to talk a little bit about some upcoming videos, because I am planning to upload more of these build videos, but I'm not forgetting about the park videos, the rec videos and stuff like that. Just took a step away from 2K. Yeah, it wasn't as fun, so I'm just taking a step away just to create the videos and stop playing the game for a little bit. So it's like, be back, but not as soon as I would have liked. Gotta take a step away from it, you know, handle some other things, but we will be back. And we will have some high quality content to display. Could count on that. But one thing I do notice with the defensive badges is I really do think that Menace and Hustler is overrated unless you have Hall of Fame. I feel like a lot of the time my player struggles to actually dive for the ball. It's like annoying. I did put it on gold here, but I would lower that down to like a silver, probably put that on a Big Dodger. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Peace.
choo 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 choo